So let me start today's lectures. So as usual, please open today's contents of this class. So using the WebCT, first of all, please log in for the WebCT system. So select this class contents, Basic of Human Processing 2013. Today's content is 08-C-slide1.pdf. Okay. So did you open, everybody, this today's content? So since today we will learn C programming language. Okay. So actual content of today is as shown here. First, I'd like to introduce what program is, and I also introduce some programming languages. After that, I introduce a programming language C, and I also have to explain why you have to learn programming. Okay, and after that, I also introduce how to use the C compiler, especially IDE. IDE it means integrated development environments. So especially for this class, you use Microsoft Visual C++ 2010 Express. Okay, so because 2010 Express is can be used as a free. Okay, once you register. And finally, I introduce today's exercise. Okay. So this sheet shows what is a program. These are sample of the program. So actually, the program is treated as a description of something to be performed or procedures or instruction of tasks. So these are examples. In the school, so teachers sometimes have to prepare the program of sports events for the families of the students. Also, for the concert organizer have to provide a program of concert for the audience. And in computer systems, human have to make up any program to solve any problem using the computers. Okay. So there are some types of program languages, as shown here. For example, C language, Basic, Fortran, Pascal, Java. Okay. So C is a very popular program language. Basic is a very easy to understand, easy to learn. So because this is dedicated for the beginners of the programming. And Fortran is dedicated for the program of numerical calculations. Okay, and Pascal is also same as C languages. However, the syntax and the function name is more easier rather than C program languages. And Java is also the very common program language, especially for embedded systems. Okay, and this is high compatibility. This can be run on the many types of the platform. Okay. And when you want to make a program, if you have any problem to solve using the computers, if the computer can understand your natural languages, so it's easy to make a program for that, because you can use natural languages. So, however, unfortunately, of course, the computer cannot understand your natural languages. So you have to make any program to change into any code the computer can accept, can understand. So such language is a numeric code, sometimes called machine code, machine program code. So of course, this code is a numeric code. Usually, you can understand the content of the instructions. So there are some systems provide program languages to reduce the gap between this program and this program. Okay? So sometimes you can make some instructions, some sentences using by calling a function. The function is represented as any name of a function. So you can sometimes you can easily understand such a meaning of the functions by the name of the function. Okay. So also there are two types of programming languages: procedural and functional language, and so the syntactical difference, there are two types: procedural and functional language, and the executional difference, the compiler and the interpreter. So procedural languages, C program language also included in this type of languages. So procedure is shown here, this description of a procedure of a program. Okay, so you can call some instructions. So sometimes such instruction can be represented as a function. Okay, and the execution is usually modify the variable values by calling any functions. So by calling some functions, the variable values gradually change into the code of your program. Okay, then you can obtain the other result, the solution of your program. Okay, and functional language. In functional languages, you have to define the functions for the instruction. Okay, so any instruction represents the functions, only functions. Okay, so function needs any arguments as a parameter, and also return any return value, function values, as a result of the calculation. Okay, so in such languages, there are discipline scheme. Okay, and procedural languages, C language, Java, Pascal, Fortran. And the execution mechanism, there are two types: compiler and interpreters. So fortunately, last week I briefly explained the difference of the compiler and the interpreter. The compiler is any dedicated program to exchange the source program into the executable program. Once you change the source program into the executable programs, after that, you don't need the compiler programs anymore. Only you can use the executable programs. So source program also don't need. You don't need. Yes, so the functionality is transform program, source program into the executable program. And so executable program means a machine language program, numerical code program. Okay? And the execution is fast, very fast. And contrary, interpreter. That's shown here. Interpreter interprets each sentence, each instruction of the source program, one by one. So if you, whenever you execute your source program, the compiler program necessary. Okay, so if you, whenever you execute your program, your source program and the compiler program, both you need. Okay, so execution is slow. So because interpreter interprets each sentence, it's one by one. Okay, so rather than compilers, this program slow. So, since here, I'd like to introduce a program language C. So, are there any students, have you ever make a program using C program languages? Nobody? No? No? So, as shown here, the originally C program language is established for the programming for the especially Unix operating systems. Unix is one of the operating systems. Okay, so Unix usually Unix operating system run on the workstation level computers. As you know, there are several types of computers: supercomputer and mainframe computer, and mini computer, and workstation, and personal computer, okay, and mobile, not PC. So the DRAM-rich established, built the C program languages, okay, and so the particular function in C program language, the C program language can access the memories, main memories, directories. Usually other languages cannot provide such a function. So however, C program provides such a function. Okay, so using C program language, you can make any type of the program, executable program, file access, memory access, and so on. Okay, and also C is a standardized by ANSI. So as shown here, C program language has high compatibility. Okay, so any platform provides C compiler programs. If you make a source program using C languages, you can run, you can make an executable program using a C compiler dedicated for such a platform. Okay, and as I explained, one of the procedural program languages, and usually the C program languages a compiler provided. And this should fit the computer program. Okay. So as I already explained, if you have any problem, for example, in these cases, you want to buy ice cream for 5 persons by 2,000 yen. But you know the ice cream, one ice cream, the price of the one ice cream should be less than 400 yen. Okay, So first, you have to calculate actual cost of one ice cream because usually includes tax. So using this expression, you have to calculate the actual cost for one ice cream. Okay, and by multiply by 5, then the total cost you can calculate. Such total, no. In this case, one ice cream. One ice cream is larger than 400 yen. So in this case, this ice cream is very expensive because you cannot buy for 5 persons. Yeah, otherwise, you can buy, so reasonable price. So using C program like this, you can calculate this. You can solve this problem. Okay. So calculation elements, there are in C program, there are some calculation elements, numerical calculation, and condition branch, loop, iteration, input-output functionality, and store variable by arrays. Okay, and so already some sorting programs provided. Okay. So by combining these calculation elements, you can make a program to solve your own problem. And this sheet shows how is the difference between the algorithm and program. Okay, so algorithm is as shown here, idea or method to solve a problem. Okay, so not depend on program languages. And program is depend on the program languages. So program is a representation of the algorithms. Okay. And this is also important why you have to learn programming. So as already explained the first lecture of this class, that if you enter any laboratories, you have to start any research. So usually your research in computer, personal PC is very convenient for your research activities. Especially, so of course, using computer you can the computer supports your research activity for various types, provide functionality to writing using the Word or Excel and so on. Also, if you can make program, the availability using the computer will become higher. Okay, so it's better to learn computer programs. Okay, and of course, in research activities, some problem cannot be treated manually by humans. So because the target data is too large, or the accuracy of the calculation results should be more severe, restricted. So the algorithm is very, very complicated. Okay, in such case, of course, you have to make a program to solve such a problem, research problems. Okay, to solve the such problem using a computer. Anyway, there are one trade-off. So if you have a very simple problem, so such problem, sometimes you can manually solve such problem. So however, sometimes you want to make a program for solve such a problem. So there are trade-off. The which need much time. Okay, so if you when making program to solve such problem, the spend time is less than the spend time actually solved by manually. In such cases, you should make a program. Okay. Okay. So from here, I'd like to introduce a simple program of the C program. So until last years, for this class, we use the Xcode compiler IDE. So however, currently all of you use Windows PC. So I also prepare the material for Visual C++. Okay. So afterwards, I introduced how to start the making a program. So here I'd like to briefly introduce the structure sentences of the C program languages. So first, you make a project file for making your programs. The system automatically provides this code. Okay. So in fact, this two lines are entered by me afterward. Okay. So / means comment. Okay. So usually these are ignored by compilers. Okay. Because a comment, treated as a comment. And you have to put the semicolon end of each line. So because the semicolon is treated as end descriptor for the one sentence. Okay? So this is treated as one sentence. Okay? And also there are some symbols, semicolon, I already explained, the comma. So the comma is used for the separator of some arguments, usually arguments. For example, this main function needs 2 arguments. So by using the comma, the 2 arguments are separated. And double quote is used to the string. Okay. And space and left brace, right brace. So you can define one block. Of course, inside the block there are some sentences. Okay. So as a to define the block, you have to use a brace, okay, like this. Pardon? Block. A block means some set of the sentence. So, for example, as I explained, so usually block is treated as a sentence, one sentence, or one. Yeah. So block includes some sentences. Okay. So such block, if such block is should be treated as sentences. Set. If you want to set of sentences, you want to such set of sentences as one sentences, you have to define such a set of sentences as a block. Okay, so later I will show some example. So in these cases, the main function consists of several sentences. Okay, so function, body of function should be one block. Okay, so to left place and right place put. So at least you have to make one main program. On the other hand, so only main function is executed. Okay. So of course, your program needs any function, set of functions. So such functions are located inside the block of main function. Okay. So as shown here, there are more than one main function. The compiler occurs any errors. Okay. So this is an execution process. This shows the execution process of the previous programs, very simple programs. In the previous program, there are two functions, printf function and getChar functions. Okay, so only two functions. The printf function, as shown here, displayed any string, in this case, the hello world string on the computer screen. Okay, so getChar function is as shown here, wait for key input and return its key code. Okay, so if you execute these programs, once this program appears, this string hello world on the computer screen, after that, this program waits for any key input. Okay? After entering any key input, the program will be finished. Okay? So getChar and the printf function are some function of the standard function. Okay, the standard function means the already defined functions provided by the compiler system. Okay, so if you use a printf function or getChar functions, you don't need to define by yourself. Okay, without defining such a function, you can use. However, you have to include some include file. The include file means a prototype definition. Include file defined prototype definition for such a standard functions. Okay, because compiler have to need the prototype definition. Prototype definition means function name and how many argument and argument type. Okay, so if you use the printf functions, the compiler have to need what printf function need, how many arguments printf function needs, and what type of the values the printf function returns. Okay, so if you use standard functions, sometimes called library functions, you have to include the corresponding include file. So there are some include file. there are some types of include file. Standard IO header file and must.header file. So usually include file are called the header file. So the extension of usually .h. Okay, the extension, file extension is h, means the header file. Header file is include file. Okay, so I explain. No. To use library functions, you have to include header file. Okay, the header file, in header file, prototype definition of the library function are defined. Okay. So this is the main program. Of course, there are one main functions. Inside the main function, if you use printf function, this is one of the library functions. Without defining the content of this function, you can use these functions. However, you have to include the prototype definition for these functions by specifying this line, sharp include bracket and standard IO header. Okay, if you write this line, compiler include this other file entitled standard IO header file. So inside these functions, inside this file, the prototype definition defined. Okay. So by compiling for this program, the compiler can understand this function return data type and the argument type. Okay. So this is very important for compilers. So there are some header files. For standard input output, standard IO header exists, and must.header, C-type header, string header, and the standard lib header. Okay. So if you don't know what kind of the standard file, header file, you have to include in your program. Please search any information about these headers on the World Wide Web. Okay? If you search these strings, you can obtain any various information. Okay? So I already explained in your program, you have to put any special lines called a pre-process line. Okay, mainly there are two types pre-process lines. One is include. The functionality is already explained. and also define. So sometimes this is very convenient, because if you use if you calculate the average of the score of the student, for example, so usually the number of students change. Okay, in such cases, as a number of students, for example, num s, and if you once you define such a symbol numD, in this case max means the number of your students. So this case is 512. Okay, so this year number is 112. However, next 2 years maybe this number will be changed different. Okay, so however, this year you use this symbol for these numbers in your program. Sometimes some parts of your programs, so several parts, many parts. Okay, in many parts you can use this symbol instead of using these numbers. Okay, so next years maybe the number will be different, changed. So in such cases, once you define the symbol as for this number like this, okay, so even next years you only change these values enough. Okay. So I already briefly explained the print. This sheet shows the explanation of the functionality of printf functions. Okay, as I already explained, the printf function display any string on the computer screen. Okay, specified by the specified as first arguments like this. Okay, and so this first argument is a string, should be string. This case is a string to be displayed. So this is a special characters, very important. Okay, so mark and any text mean the special characters. So for example, mark t, the combination of mark t means a horizontal tab. Okay, and mark r means the carriage return, and mark n is a carriage return line feed. Okay, so if you put any string, other string, just after these characters, such a string will appear the next line. Okay. So this is the end of the explanation for today's lecture. I also prepare the 08C slide to how to use VC materials. So here. So please open this content. So this content explains how to make a project file and starting making program. Okay, compiling and debugging and running executable program. So to explain, using the compiler program, you can make your program and execute through these process, 3 steps. Okay? So first you have to create a new project and make up programs and compile and execute. Okay? These steps you can execute using the IDE, Visual C++ IDE. Okay? So once you created a new project, one project, afterwards you can open, you can read existing such a project file afterward. So first you have to create a new project. So have you already installed Visual C++? Okay. Okay. So you can find this program in Start menu. Microsoft Visual C++ 2010 Express. Okay. Please start. Okay. Please start. And this the first initial window appears. Okay. So you can find new project tab. So okay, click this tab or select the file pull down menu and new and project. Okay. Okay. So after this window appears, please. So even if you don't enter such case, you can use in 30 days at least. Okay. Please close such a window. Okay. 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 So Microsoft Visual C++ 2010 Express is a free software. So even if even you don't enter the registration key, you can use at least 30 days. Okay. Afterwards, you have to register your information. Okay. So in this class, your program is a console program, console application. Okay. So you have to choose the Win32 console application. Okay. The console application means your program don't need a Windows system. Only a console window appears, and the executable program run, and some result return. Okay. So using this field, please specify your program name and your folders, directories, and project name. Okay. So project name is almost the same meaning, the solution name. Okay. So every program you have to make a project, individual project, okay, separately. So, okay, if you push the OK button, this window will appear, and please select the finish. then this window, IDE window, will appear of Visual C++. So do you know the C++ languages? So recently, object-oriented programming language is very common. Okay, so C++ is such a programming language. It's object-oriented programming, one of the object-oriented programming languages, especially extended from the C+ languages. Okay, so using this compiler environment, you can also make a C++ program. So maybe the system automatically provides this template file, template contents. Okay. So if once you make a new project and exit such project, afterward you can start such a project by reading the corresponding project file. So you don't operate this, only see this. So if you start C++ programming, C++ IDE, this window will appear. So as I explained, you also find the open project tag, or using the product menu file, you can find open and project. Okay, using this menu item, you can start already existing project. After that, file selection dialog will appear, and you can select, okay, your existing project file. So step second, in this step, you have to write your program. Okay. So this area is text editors actually entering your program. Okay, this is a text editor. So please enter 2 sentences. As I explained, printf function hello world and get this sentence. Please put this sentence between this position. Okay. Return. Please add these 2 sentences. So printf printf the circle bracket and double quote hello world, usually exclamation mark. Second line is get char character
I don't have the Yantibo.
Ah. N key. You don't find N key? N key. N key. Yeah. Just a moment. Sorry. N key. N key. N key. N key. So usually N key is slash. So please once put the slash instead of the N mark. Okay. Backslash か。sorry. No. Backslash. 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 This is slash. This is correct.
So we have to change it.
So if you find the N mark,
Copy it from the PDF.
you copy. Usually no problem maybe.
You should put the full stop after the hello world dot.
Exclamation mark.
Huh?
Exclamation mark.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see.
Sorry. So as I explained, semicolon is important. Okay. Okay. Everybody finish? Complete? Okay. So once you have to build means a compile. Okay, from this source file into the executable program. Okay. So please the menu item build a solution from the debug program menu. So the system start to compile this source program. And some message will appear at the bottom field. So if no errors, this message build one successes, okay, will appear. Otherwise, your program includes any errors, so you have to change, modify. Okay, everybody build. Okay. So next page, your executable program exists in your file system. First, you have to look for such executable programs. So usually, executable program includes the directory folder specified by the first settings. In this way, you specify the folders. Okay, so your executable program includes one of the folders inside this folders. So usually, inside this folders, debug directory exists. Inside debug directory, you can find your executable program. Like this. So in this case, I specify the VoIP directory And inside this directories, hello world project directory exists. Inside this directory also debug directory exists. Inside these directories, executable program hello world exists. So by clicking this file, using file system explorer, you have to look for this executable program and execute. Okay, so console window will appear and execution result will appear inside this windows. String hello world will appear and this program wait for any key input by you. Okay? After push any keys, the program will be finished. So if you enter any key, this program will be finished. So this console window also automatically disappear. Okay, so there are one operation to compile and execute atomically. Okay, by selecting start debugging menu item from the debug pull-down menus. So the system automatically compile and execute your program. Okay. So of course, your program include any errors, such process automatically stop, and the error message will appear. Okay. So the result is the same as the previous. And if you finish making your program, please exit the Visual C++ IDE by selecting exit. Okay? From the file program menus. So after saving your file, if you exit from the IDE, the system will appear these messages. So usually, please push yes to save your changed file. Okay. So when making your program, if you have any question, please ask me or please refer to this contents. Okay? So I'll go back to the last topic of today's content. So unfortunately, the remaining time is not so enough. However, I introduce today's exercise. Okay, very not difficult, very easy. So there are 3 programs. The one program is just display good morning string on the computer screen. Okay. Easily you can make up this program. Okay. By modifying the previous program, hello world into a good morning. Okay. And the second program is also you have to use 4 printf functions. Printf, 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 printf. Okay. So each printf function displays good morning, good day, good evening, and good night. Okay. 4 separated string. one by one. Okay. In different line. The final third program is the result is the same of the second program. However, this program you have to use printf function only once, only one printf function. Okay, so to display these 4 sentences, strings on the computers in different lines, you have to put these characters. So because this character means line feed, carriage reader line feed. So if you put this character, this backslash characters, the end of the string, next string will appear the next line. Okay, you understand? So this case is inside one argument. This is the one string. Okay, so inside this one string, this string, and this, and this string, and this, and third string, and this, and fourth string. Then these separated string will appear different lines. Can you understand? By separator and new line character, this character is used as a separator and new line characters. Okay. So please try to these 3 programs. So this is very important to note. You have to make a 3 project. Okay. 3 project. Because you have to make 3 different programs. Okay. So please try.